Hello everybody, happy Friday, I hope you're all well, and as promised I do have something a little bit special for you, or at least I hope it's special because I have a little bit of a fear that this parcel's arrived in not the greatest of conditions. When I went to the post office to collect it, as I was sort of handling it I thought, this might not be as mint condition I would kind of hope it to be. So I suppose once I get it open I'll have a better idea, but it kind of does feel a little bit squished, which you might think, oh, that's not a problem, it's just a t-shirt. No, this is another boxed shirt, and it's the box that is squished, which is a little bit disappointing, but I suppose we might be able to flatten it out a little bit better, but I suppose there's only one way to find out, and is get it open. So I'm going to use some scissors on this one because I don't want to cause any further bumming damage to this particular boxed effort here. So I am hopefully, fingers crossed, keen that the box is in decent enough condition, but if not, I guess we will have to make do with what we have. Now then, so it is in a okay, right, so it's a bit squished, isn't it, really? Let's be honest, I don't really know what this person's done, which is kind of a bit frustrating because I think the person claimed they were a football shirt collector, and I'd have hoped that somebody who was going to be buying something like this would have been keeping it in a decent condition. Kind of makes it a little bit less desirable, I suppose. But from the front, I suppose it doesn't look too bad. As you can see, it says Das Löwen jersey 2021-2022, and you probably might recognise some of the crest going on there. So let's just get this open, though I don't think it's going to take too much effort to get this one open. Now, hopefully the shirt's still in good nick, which I think it should be based on photographs, etc. So we have the tags attached, which is always nice to know that they are still present when, of course, it was advertised like that. Now then, let's see the rear of the shirt. So you have sort of a plain white effort there with a little bit of the blue and white striping at the bottom. You have the sponsor there. You have a little bit of text on the back of the neck there in a sort of italicized writing. And if we bring it round to the front, we have, there we go. There is the shirt and the design itself. So we have a continuation of that sort of blue vertical stripe set with the gap in the centre to fit in the primary sponsor. And then we do have the crest there, which is, I think, is a high quality embroidered effort. The Nike also is embroidered. And then you do have, I think that's not a league thing, that's just another patch there for sponsors. But there we go. So it's quite a cool shirt, don't you think? Interesting colour set. It's like a lighter blue, which I don't think I have all that too many of them. So it kind of obviously matches up with the styling of the box there. So I'm going to set this little box aside and try not to totally destroy it. And then I will dress the mannequin as always and explain to you a little bit about the club and the shirt itself, of course. Rightio then. So there's a shirt. Not bad, not bad. And the club is, probably a lot of you would have got this. It is 1860 Munich, and as you can tell by the front of the box there, of course, it is the home shirt from last season, 2021-2022. Now, I did pick this up from eBay, which maybe is kind of the reason why it did arrive in the condition it did, and I paid £85 for it. I think initially, based on what it says on the back of this, €84.95 retail, which is about £75, which kind of makes sense if you include sort of shipping from Germany. It's about the same price. Now I remember, I think I saw this one initially listed for £140, which is a ridiculous amount of money for a brand new shirt. Anyway, that certainly only cost €85. So I offered him, I think it was like £95, and it just rejected it, of course. Now I still had it on my wish list, and then at some point in the future, obviously, I saw it and it dropped to 100. I thought, oh, okay then, I'll offer you £85. And he messaged me and goes, I can't accept that. I'm going to not be able to make any money on it. And I'm thinking, well, you've got no right to make money on it, especially a shirt that's the following season. That's usually when the price is at its lowest because it's a clearance item usually. If you were selling it in 10 years' time, then fair enough, I expect you to be anticipating a little bit of extra money. But I goes, well, £85, the offer's there if you want it or not. And then eventually he came and, yeah, with his tail between his legs and accepted the £85. So here we go, £85. I think that's pretty decent there. So, of course, when it comes to the club, they are based in Munich. 1860 Munich makes sense. And, of course, the year that they were founded was 1899, at least the football club. The rest of the club, the sports club, should we say, was formed in 1860. But a lot of German teams like to do that. They make it seem older than it is. I suppose technically it is, but technically it isn't. Though what they do have going for them is that they were sort of one of the founding members in the 1963 Bundesliga. Yes, they were the first team from Munich to get there, not Bayern Munich. It was Bayern Munich took them another, I think it was a couple of seasons to get into that league. I think partly because the German FA didn't want two teams in the same city initially to suppose give everybody a chance. And it was during that period of time when this club was at its most successful. So they actually won the Bundesliga in 65-66, and then the following season they were runners-up. They also won the German Cup, I think it was in 63-64, and in the following season they were runners-up in the Cup Winners' Cup, losing out to West Ham. Now since then, things have kind of slowly gone downhill. Poor on-field performances with some poor off-field performances kind of left them with a lot of financial struggles. And in fact, the last time they played in the Bundesliga was in the 2003-2004 season, so it's coming up to close to 20 years. And during that period, there's been a slow decline and they slowly dropped down to the 4th tier. Now, they did get promoted right away and are currently in the 3rd division based on that sort of promotion going forth, and that's where they find themselves right now. Now, the current season, they finished, I think they're currently sitting in 6th place with maybe about a few points between them and a promotion challenge, which means that there's still plenty to be played for, especially as we're about halfway through the season. Last season, I think they finished 4th, just missing out on automatic promotion to the 2nd tier, which means that they clearly are going to try and get back into sort of at least the 2nd division, and who knows, maybe into the 1st division. They are kind of one of those iconic German teams. It's one of the teams I've been wanting to add to my collection for quite a while now. They've had some Oktoberfest shirts that they released, which were quite smart, and I was always thinking, do I want to do it when they were with Macron? But this one obviously has popped up with this box, and I thought, well, you know what? Any chance to grab one now, I suppose, is the best chance, and here it is. So when it comes to the actual shirt, it's kind of a reinterpretation of the home shirt from 1996-1997. As you can see, sort of, you know, there is the sort of going on there with the sort of stripes and the colour scheme there. And then on the back of the neck, it actually says Einmal Löwe, immer Löwe, which means once a lion, always a lion, which I think is actually quite a nice little motto there. It's a smart way of doing it. It's a little bit difficult to read what it said on the back, though, because italics, I'm never a fan of that on anything, let alone a football shirt. Now, this is, some of you may have noticed, partly because it's quite tightly fitting on this mannequin, this is the player version. There is a player version of this shirt. It's not many, you don't see too many sort of third division teams with player issue versions, and that's part of the reason why it came with the box. They do, of course, had the stadium one, but you didn't get that beautiful, fancy box with it. So you've got the player version, which kind of makes sense with how tight it is there. So if you were to try and play or fit in one of these and want to wear it, probably grab a size up, because even I, looking at this, might think, it's definitely quite a snug fit there. But that's really all else I have to say about it. I think it's a nice shirt. It's got that sort of interesting shade of blue. It's a different shade of blue to Chelsea, but it's still blue nonetheless. And I'd always appreciate it when a sponsor is able to fit within a design somewhere. So let me know, what do you think about this shirt? What do you think about the club? I think I'm only have maybe 2 or 3 more teams to get from the original list of Bundesliga teams, and then I suppose that's a little bit of German heritage that I can tick off. And let me know, what do you think I should do about the box? I haven't left any feedback. Do I claim any money back from it, because it's pretty beaten up? When they put the image up, obviously, of the box, they were very careful to use this sort of view, which if you look at it front on, it looks pretty decent. A little bit up here, but you know, that's quite hidden, whereas obviously the rest of it's all blooming at the side. I suppose, you know, whatever, it is what it is. The shirt's, I suppose, the most important thing. If needs be, I can just throw away a box. What's that worth? So anyway, thank you as always for watching my videos. Hope you have a great weekend ahead, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.